What's going on, everybody? It is Joe. Welcome to the channel today. Bitcoin is struggling. As a matter of fact, the whole crypto market is struggling. So today we're going to go over some potentially bad news surrounding crypto and Bitcoin. And then we're going to go over some good news surrounding Bitcoin and crypto. And then I'm going to tell you why I think Bitcoin could still hit 110 to 150,000 in the short-term future. So stay tuned until the end. Hear why I think we're going to hit 110 to 150,000. And then before we dive into these prices, if you guys wouldn't mind, please liking the video. Please comment below. I love to interact with my followers and commenters. And then please subscribe. Hit that bell notification button. Subscribe to my videos if you want to see more. And I will keep the crypto news coming your way. Also, if you guys are religious by any chance, I am going through some tough times right now, so if you guys wouldn't mind saying a quick prayer, that would mean the world to me. And that being said, let's dive right into these prices. So we have the Bitcoin trading at $84,000, down 15%. Ethereum down 17, XRP 18, Solana 21, Doge 18, Cardano 20. All of crypto is taking a beating right now in the last week. Everything's in the deep red, anywhere from 15 to 25% it seems. Fear index here says 20. It's really about 10 right now, and that is some of the lowest numbers we have seen for the fear index. So we're going to go over why that is, but why I do think that could be a good sign. So first reason why is Trump announces the tariffs on Canada and Mexico. But those will now go in effect next Tuesday if the drug flow is not seriously limited. China will likewise be charged an additional 10% tariff on that date as well. And then Trump also says April 2nd is the reciprocal tariff date, and that's remaining as is. So before there's just the news about Canada and Mexico getting a 25% tax rate. He did push that date back till next Tuesday. And then that will only go into effect, it sounds like, if the drug flow is not seriously limited. So that phrasing that he used there makes me think they're still going to be negotiating to try and come to a conclusion. So while we did see these price drops, just like we saw a few weeks ago when the original tariff news happened, and then he was able to buy some time, they came to a short-term conclusion, prices went back up. So I'm wondering if by next Tuesday they come to some sort of agreement, Canada and Mexico cave a little bit, if maybe there's a different tariff in place that's maybe not as strict, or maybe some sort of agreement where we can see those prices go back up a little bit. The other big thing though is that they just announced China's going to get an additional 10% tariff on that date. So what's that going to do to the market? Did we already see that get factored into this recent dip? Or come next Tuesday, we're going to see prices drop even more if we don't come to a conclusion, if China does get hit with that 10% tariff? Like, are we even going to go further down before we start going up again? So stay tuned for that. Keep your eye out for next Tuesday, because tariff, as we've seen in the past, the tariff news has a direct effect on the prices in the crypto market. So depending on what comes out Tuesday, I think we're going to learn a lot. So I mentioned 10% fear and greed index. As you can see here on Binance, we are at extreme fear at level 10. Yesterday we were at 21. Last week we were at 49, and now we are all the way to 10. Very bearish. And that's on a scale of 0 to 100. So we're going to go over what that means here coming up. So this is why it's bullish for Bitcoin, in my opinion, historically. So this is some good news for a change. Historically, when the emotionally challenged tourists who don't understand Bitcoin have driven this index down into the fear zone below 25, we're at 10, way below 25. We followed up with a massive surge in price, and now we sit at 10, an even lower score than when scam, bankster, frauds, FTX collapsed. So even when FTX collapsed and crypto market collapsed, we were not even at a 10 on the fear index, fear and greed index indicator. So we are even lower than that. December of 2018, score of 8 within 2 months, surged 330%. March 2020, score of 9, surged 75. Score of 10, surged 33. Score of 20, 44. And as you can see here, August 24 surged 80% with a score of 17. So when we get down to these levels, we often see surges. Here's another chart that shows that Bitcoin daily RSI has dipped into oversold zone once again. Historically, every time this has happened in the current cycle, it's proven to be a prime accumulation opportunity. So with that being said, use these opportunities. This is not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. But it's been proven historically that these opportunities, when we reach this low of RSI level, it's proven to be a good opportunity to accumulate more for less, because oftentimes, as you can see here, down here you can see all the times we've gotten to these low points, but what happens when we reach those points? You see buy, we go up, buy, we go up, buy, we go up, buy, we go up, buy, we go up. And so now we're at this level. Can we expect to go up again? Historically, based on these RSI levels, it seems like it would be a pretty good guess that that's about to come. So that's why I'm staying optimistic during this time, even though with this tariff news coming next Tuesday, we could see even a little bit more of a pullback. Maybe not. Maybe we just go up. Maybe it's already factored in. But over the long term, I think this is a good accumulation phase to stack more for less. Going off of that strategy, this guy, I found this tweet interesting. So if someone had been buying $30 of Bitcoin daily for the past 8 years, they would have turned $86,000 into $1 million. That's what this person did. And that means when you're buying $30 daily for 8 years, that means he was buying for like $69,000 a couple years ago, and then it went all the way down to like below $20,000, and he was still buying, seeing his money just becoming less and less. He did not stop. He had that long-term vision, that long-term focus, and just kept buying every day. He's ridden those bear waves, he's ridden those bull waves, and he has been accumulating. $30 is not that much, you guys. A lot of people spend $30 on takeout food every single day, and if you just put $30 into Bitcoin a day for 8 years, you could have turned $86,000 into $1 million. That's pretty insane. If you told me, hey, just give me $30 a day and then in 8 years, I'm going to give you $1 million. I don't know who wouldn't sign up for that. So that's kind of that long-term vision that comes along with this and just sticking to a plan. More good news about Bitcoin. Michael Saylor confirms meeting with the House Financial Services Committee to discuss making the U.S. the global leader in Bitcoin and crypto. I find that super encouraging. Michael Saylor owns I think I saw almost 500,000 Bitcoin. Him and Strategy own a ton of Bitcoin, and he's meeting with the House Financial Services Committee to discuss making the U.S. the global leader in Bitcoin and crypto. That's optimistic for crypto. As you can see here, the chart of the Bitcoin Reserve Monitor, we have 7 actual strategic Bitcoin reserves. We have 18 pending, 2 considering, and 2 partial. So this is super optimistic. It's only a matter of time before many of the states have included this. That's optimistic, that's bullish, and I just feel like the time is coming. States are preparing, institutions are preparing, and as soon as we get some of that regulation and that clarity surrounding this, I think that's when we're going to see it take off. But we are waiting to see that clarity around these regulations and what that's going to look like before we see prices respond accordingly. Finally, we're going over some other news that could directly impact the crypto market. The SEC keeps dropping cases, and I believe they just dropped Consensus today, the parent company of MetaMask, and so we're still waiting on Binance, Tron, and Ripple, and I feel like once we get those 3, once we get Ripple, that's the big one, you guys. I think the whole crypto market overall is going to respond accordingly. So keep your eye peeled for that. We keep seeing the SEC drop these cases. They drop Coinbase, OpenSea, Robinhood, Uniswap, Consensus, and now we have Binance, Tron, and Ripple on deck. So stay tuned for that. I think that's going to have a direct impact on the crypto market. So now, why do I think we're going to reach 110 to 150,000? Well, when looking at, let's see, where was it? Okay. Right here. So when you can see, when we drop to these RSI levels or the fear index levels of this range, we are seeing surges within months, 1 to 2 months, of anywhere from 330% to like as low as 20%. So, and that's within 1 to 2 months. When we drop to these levels, we are seeing these extreme surges. And so if we were to raise 30 to 80%, which a lot of these numbers are between 30 and 80%, we're looking at a price, if today we're at 84,000, we're looking at a price between 110 and 150,000. I think that's very reasonable. We've already reached 109,000, so getting back to that all-time high, entering in that bull market and getting to that 110 to 150 range in the near future, potentially by April, May maybe, I think that's possible. That's kind of my prediction. I think we're going to see history repeat itself. This is not financial advice, but I think we're going to see history repeat itself. History doesn't lie. We have seen these numbers repeatedly, and looking 330%, 75%, 33%, 44%, 67, 80, 20, and these are all within 1 to 3 months. And so that being said, that would get us in that 110 to 150 range. If we go up 30 to 80%, I think that's very doable. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Do you think 110 to 150 is a good range to expect in the short term? Do you think that's crazy and we're not going to reach that in the short term? Is that more of an end of the year goal, or is your end of the year goal even higher than that? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Do you think we're going to go lower? Maybe. I think that's still possible. But my prediction is going to be 110 to 150. Would love to hear your thoughts. Are you still bullish? Are you bearish? Are you selling? Are you dollar cost averaging? Give me your thoughts below. And until then, I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks again.